Okay, so I'm dying to know what's some of the biggest barriers you found that keep people from speaking up and sharing ideas.
Yeah, so this one is really interesting. 49% of the people said the reason they don't share ideas is that no one asked. Now, when we dug underneath, the leaders said, I ask. I have an open door. The trouble with an open door is for many people, it still takes courage to walk through that door. So having an open door isn't the same as asking. Another finding was 50% said nothing would ever happen. And what was really interesting about that is we'd say, well, nothing would ever happen. In one financial organization we were working with, they said, well, the ideas that are being submitted, we're already using them. So we didn't, it wasn't like we needed to do anything. They were already being done. People just didn't know. So it's not like we didn't act on the ideas. We said, well, do you tell the people that their idea was already being done? Ooh, no. So in some cases, it wasn't that nothing was happening. It was just that there was no feedback loop. And the other really big one was 40% said, I lack confidence to share an idea. Yeah, and so where does the lack of confidence, that gets to the psychological safety piece of things, where people had a bad experience in the past. And so they're letting that psychological, it's like that dominate their brain, right?
There's some baggage there, right?
Yeah, and when we dug underneath that statistic, one of the things we would find is a lot of the times people were not speaking up to their current leader, but the bad experience wasn't with their current leader. At one point we asked someone and they said, oh, well, that was 10 years ago, in a different organization. And yet that scar tissue had clung on.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we do in our programs is we help people do a courage map where they tap into their positive experiences of speaking up so that they bring those memories to the forefront of their brain, and that gives them confidence for future.
I'm curious if any of those, because you're in the middle of that, digging the data, did something just slap you upside the head and where you could just like, oh my goodness, this is unreal?
Yeah. The biggest reason why people don't speak up, 56% said, because I won't get credit. And it's interesting because when we flash that statistic up on a keynote stage,
yeah,
the entire audience goes, everyone has a story of a time that somebody stole their credit.
Right.
Actually, that seems so foundational for building good cultures, right? That give people credit for the work that they're doing. That doesn't cost you anything.